Well, this is my Ford Probe 4. It's a 1983 model. This is one of two known to exist. This one is, I believe, the wind tunnel testing chassis. So this is chassis 001, which I can prove with this beautiful Ghia Silver Probe 4001. Really cool. So this is chassis 001. The other one is at the Peterson Museum, owned by a company. But this one resurfaced recently. I was able to pick this one up, and another one, which is actually the Ford cockpit. You can see pictures here, but that one I'm keeping away for a while until I'm ready to get rid of it. Really, really cool piece, both of these, but this is most definitely the more famous one. Obviously, these were shipped around the world, used for auto shows and whatnot. So this one was actually at display at Gullo Ford for many, many years until unfortunately Mr. Gullo passed away, and this was thrown in the back of his shop along with some other cars, including the cockpit. So unfortunately this thing has been weathered for, I would guess, at least 5 years. The side mirrors are missing, the front wheel cover's missing. I do have this rear one, but it doesn't have the clips to be held in. These are really funny how they made these work. So this one used to have a metal sleeve with a pin that would slide into these sides. Same on that piece, but those pieces are gone now, so it's really unfortunate. But at least everything else that makes it rollable is here. So we have the original wheels with the experimental tires. Thankfully those are still available on this car. They do leak air. Specifically that other one has a really leaky valve stem, so with a cap it'll hold air for a day or two, but I think that's the only one that actually leaks. The other ones I aired up probably 3 weeks ago and they're still holding air, so that's really, really cool. Unfortunately this rear glass has collapsed, and you can see it's bowed out right here, and then this is caved in slightly. That prevents the rear glass from fitting in correctly. It is in there, but it's loose, as you can see. This wheel cover obviously is off. This one's missing. The side mirrors are missing. The pearl on this car is beautiful. This one is being held up by a little square tubing piece that I found, and it has a single pin here, so this one holds it up against the body and it doesn't fall out. So for display it works. This side mirror is missing also, and this window is removable. So the interior unfortunately has seen better days. I believe this window was removed and it sat open for a few years. I tried cleaning it the best I could, but half of this stuff doesn't even come off. And if it does come off, it'll come out with the paint. So I'd much rather leave it for the next owner, who can take care of it as he pleases. So what made this thing so popular back in the day? Obviously, this was 1983 whenever this concept was released to the world. This being number one, it would have possibly been released early 80s, so as early as 81, as early as 82, and being a 83 concept. Obviously, this being the first one, this was just for display and show. The other really cool thing, this thing was super aerodynamic. A drag coefficient of 0.152, which is as aerodynamic as a fighter jet, F-16, matter of fact. One of the cool things that this thing had was active suspension. It would raise and lower the car depending on the speed to make it more aerodynamic. Also, it has an active front splitter, which is actuated by an electric motor that you could see in here. So the front splitter is hinged right here. The front motor moves where my index finger is, moves the front. So this whole front piece articulates up and down, giving it a more aggressive attack angle in the front, alongside with hydraulic suspension that it would have had it back in the day, or air suspension. In this case, since this is just a display, we have two trailer jacks, a chain, and a manual crank. The trailer jacks are welded together into sprockets, tied with a chain that goes to a manual lever right there. That sprocket turns coming from this adjustable arm that pivots all the way to the driver's side. The axle itself sits at the bottom of the trailer jacks, and it moves up and down, as you can see here. That way you have active suspension. But since it was just a display, that's how they made this thing go up and down. Make it functional. Even though it's functional, to my belief, this was the concept car that they used in the wind tunnel testing because, well, they would move it manually, change attack angles, and get a better drag coefficient. Also, the whole bottom is basically enclosed aside from the trailer jacks, and I'm sure there's pieces missing, but you can see how flat it is. There's no arrow at the bottom of the car. It's just a flat piece of wood. But I'm sure if you made some sort of, I'm sure they knew what they were doing in that sense of wheel covers and flat bottom. I bet that would have helped a lot with the drag coefficient. The other cool thing is the taillights. The taillights are actually inside the body. I'm not sure how you would change bulbs on this thing, but that wasn't their concern. It was just a concept. So in chassis 002, the radiators would have been mounted here with exhaust fans right here for the side. And obviously, since the front has no air intake to cool down the engine, they just moved everything to the rear. As you can see, the front is really thin. Any engine would have taken up that height and much higher. So what they did is they put a really small 4-cylinder turbo and they moved it and slanted it back into the firewall. So there's actually pictures online of the other car with some crazy headers to make it work. This is my take on this vehicle and some nice information over it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Such a cool car. Thank you guys for watching. See y'all next time.